Hate to say it to ya, hate to break it to ya, but we ain't gon' make it cause this just ain't no true love. Yeah, we started out as friends, parked out in my Benz, and on my windows tint, so we start to get it in. Fast forward, now we arguing again and again and again over every little thing. I'm like, when will it end? Something told me get to rolling, pack your shit and hit the 10.
Alright, welcome to a new episode of the LEZ Factor. Thank you for joining us again. I have Aisha, the owner of the 9th Chapter Barbershop. If you're in the Fairfax District, please check her out. I have Savannah, actress, model, extraordinaire. We love her. She's always there for us. We have Veronica Mills, sexual therapist, also a pro football player. Gotta love her. We have Moody. She is an entrepreneur, artist, and pro football player. We have Stacy, my business partner, and another hustler. So as always, I'm your host at Incognito on Instagram. Follow me. And so let's get started. So I find that when I look around a lot, people on Facebook are like, oh, she's not a real lesbian. She's like 5 kids. Or, oh, she's not a real lesbian because she has sex with a man. Like, is there really a definition of a real lesbian? Aisha?
No.
Like, would you ever think, like, if there's something, like, do you see like a warning flag and somebody like, oh, I don't think she's a lesbian. Like, is there anything that would make you think that?
Are we talking about women? I mean, we're talking about women who have...
I'm just saying, like, you know, black women like to, I find that black lesbians like to categorize people. Right. So, like, have you ever been like, have you ever wondered, like, is she a real lesbian? I don't know.
I have, like, if you are I prefer a lesbian, a real lesbian woman. I don't date, like, straight women or bisexual women. I prefer women. I don't want to be anyone's experiment. So, do I think some women who have had children are not real lesbians? Sure. I mean, yeah, you're a real lesbian. I mean, if you like women and you've had sex with a man, doesn't make you any less of a lesbian, I don't think. I mean, right. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, no, I don't.
Savannah?
What was the question?
So has there been anything that triggered you to think like, oh, she's not a real lesbian because... I guess is the question.
I would say certain things, but I guess that kind of goes with stereotyping. Is like, what do you think a lesbian would be, kind of like a type of thing? But I guess if you're not judgmental, then lesbian has no definition. It just is who you are.
I think lesbian has a definite definition, but okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I guess if you are a lesbian and it has no definition if that's just who you are, though.
Okay, Veronica.
I think it's how are you describing it? Because is a lesbian someone who only messes with other women? Because I think most of us have had sex with men. Not everyone, but most of us.
Most?
Yes. Unless you came out when you were like...
Are you not?
I haven't.
Oh, you're a gold star.
Yes.
And I'm 34 years old.
Yeah.
But I think most people have, like, either whether it's experimental or just because we weren't really sure. I think most of us have had sex with men, so I don't think that makes us less lesbian. I think it's where you are right now.
Okay. I agree. Actually, is there anything where you thought, like, hey, I think she might not be a lesbian, even though she's claiming to be?
I feel like based off your original question is if a girl has kids, if she's a lesbian. I'm open to dating people who are women who date guys too, because I feel like you're either with me, or you're with a guy, or you're with, you know what I mean, like person to person. So I don't know if that's less than a lesbian.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah, like I don't
like that. If you're going back and forth, that's eerie to me.
But to me, you like what you like, and I'm not judgmental. My thing is, if we're together, then you're dating me.
It's about commitment, not about
right. And if they dated a guy before me, cool. It didn't work out. Obviously, you dropped your dime. I picked it up.
Like, and I'm with that. If the femme is about that too. If they're like, I'm with whoever I'm with, and it's not about girl or anything. Right. But sometimes it's not.
Right. I think it's less about the kids, like having kids, and more about the, like, who you are.
I just mean anything that makes you think like, hey, are you a real lesbian?
Yeah, if you're just talking about like me doing shit to you, like,
I was like, is this sexually or like?
I don't know. Like, I find that like I belong to a lot of pages, and so I'll see comments or questions or people be like, oh, she only likes the strap. She doesn't like oral. I don't think she's a real lesbian.
Oh, does that?
Oh, she has a kid. I don't think she's a real lesbian. Oh,
well,
her kid. Her kid is a month old. How could she be a lesbian? You know, so I think like people are always looking for something to disqualify you. Like, you can't be part of the club. Like, you're not in the in crowd. Like, you can't sit with us. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I feel like people look for things.
If a femme wants a baby that has nothing to do with being gay or straight or lesbian, thing that has wanting to carry on your legacy that has nothing to do with being gay or straight.
I feel like it changes from person to person. It's different from situation to situation.
Right.
Stacey?
I feel like the term lesbian has definitely evolved. I mean, it started off as just black and white, and then today it just has so many different meanings.
But I feel like people should reclassify people, because it's like if someone is straight, you say they're straight, but then they have sex with other people from other, you know, a man is straight. He's straight. And then he's like, oh, well, he has sex with guys on the weekends and when he feels like it. But he's still straight. A lesbian, I feel like if you are a that dates men, then you're bisexual, you're queer or something. I just feel like if you're a lesbian, I consider myself a lesbian. I've never had sex with a man. I like women. That's what I like. I am a lesbian. You know, if I had to have a social construct, but I feel like other women, you know, and all that, well, then it's fine. Whatever you are, you're just not a lesbian.
That's what I feel like, too.
Yeah, then you're just something else. You just can't, do that occasionally. Guys every 6 months.
I've had sex with a guy. I've had sex with a guy one time.
Okay.
But I still feel like it's all about what you're
attracted
to.
But
how long ago
women
was
that
that?
actively have sex with men
cool.
in cycles. I'm talking about women that have men
like they
sex
still
with men in cycles.
Right, okay.
Then they're not lesbians, which is fine. And I'm not one of those women that is, because I'm a lesbian and you do that, then somehow you're less than.
It's
just
what
you're not a
though.
lesbian.
Yeah.
You're just something more than that. You're a lesbian with I'm a queer lesbian or whatever the fuck you want to say, but you're not just you're not a lesbian.
Right.
Yeah.
You have sex with men.
It's just not.
A guy who was straight, you wouldn't consider him straight if you had sex with men?
Right.
True. No, I would not.
So there
exactly. So weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you're like 3 months pregnant and you're talking about now you're a lesbian, and I'm like, I don't know. Like,
well, how did
you
were just
now you're a lesbian? If you were just fucking a dude 3 months ago, I don't know how you're a lesbian now.
Well,
like
if you
3
say
months
now
later.
you're a lesbian versus I was a lesbian before and I just wanted to get pregnant, so
but
I was
that's not it.
thing.
You're not a lesbian. You're just
to me. If I'm a lesbian and I want to have a child, and there's no other way besides doing medical
but that's,
things.
If we're talking about
but that's not. But that's
on,
not even.
Not
it's not even the question. Like, if you want to have a baby, to have sex with a guy or whatever to have it, so you don't have to pay for like AI and like tens of thousands of dollars. I don't think that makes you not a lesbian. Okay. But like, if you naturally were dating a guy, or you got
just want to.
I got drunk and I got pregnant and now
I agree.
Well, right. I don't think that you're a lesbian if you because you know I've had people tell me, oh, I accidentally had sex with. There's no accidentally. I'm not accidentally sipping on a dick. Like, it's not happening. Like, on any day, I can have an entire bottle of Hennessy, Ciroc, tequila, vodka, 1800. I'm not gonna accidentally sip on a dick. Like, it's not gonna happen.
These women should be held standard to straight men. Straight men don't say, oh, I was watching the Super Bowl and I actually fucked my homeboy Jerome.
Right.
No, nigga, you're gay.
Right.
Like, what are we talking
So that's what I'm saying.
Accidentally,
so if you tell me you accidentally sip on a dick, I'm not thinking you're gay. I'm sorry. There's no accidents in the world. I've never slipped that hard in my entire life from any height to accidentally sip on a dick.
I feel like this question only exists because there's double standards between lesbians and gay guys.
And I don't feel like there should be.
Not at all.
No.
I feel like there is. I feel like yeah, there is. Because femme girls get judged differently than gay guys. You're right.
But it's not even femme girls.
Yeah, I've seen women because I've seen like I'm on Instagram all the time just because I'm one of the two admins. Stacey's the other admin for the Les Factor. And like it'll be like pregnant studs. Be like people like, oh, who's her daddy? Who fucked her? You know what I'm saying? So it's not all about
who's the daddy.
I know. Like,
who's the daddy? Like what dude was fucking this girl who looks like a dude?
Who's the kid's daddy?
Yeah.
I'm about to say, not everybody call me daddy.
I like that shit. So
daddy all day.
So you know, it's like. So yeah, so you're fucking a guy last month because you know you felt like it, and now you're you're not a lesbian.
Yeah.
Just claim what you are. But I think there's like a stigma to being bisexual because lesbians don't like to fuck with bisexuals. Yeah. So then a girl who is bisexual will be like, oh, I'm gay. I'm like, bitch, no, you're not. Like you're 2 months pregnant right now. There's like fresh coming you. Like no, I'm like, I'm sorry. I've been
Wowzers.
It happened.
Fresh.
It is fresh. So anyway,
preserved.
That's just my thoughts.
They have a clean
cut.
Right.
So we'll stick with this since we've moved kind of into bisexual theme. So say you're openly dating. This is a viewer submitted question. If you're openly dating a bisexual and they sleep with a man as opposed to a woman, is that a deal breaker? Aisha?
What? I'm sorry.
I don't date bisexual women, but if I did, yes.
Why would that be a deal breaker though? If you can date other people, if you can have sex with other people.
I never said that we're what.
The question was viewer submitted. If you're in an open relationship, you've agreed to have sex with other people. If they sleep with another man as opposed to another woman, is that a deal breaker?
Yeah, because I would never agree to her sleep with other men, and here's why. I again, I've always said I prefer a lesbian woman. I feel like men have their own power as well as women have their own. I don't want to compete with masculine energy.
Right.
Like, if you like that, I feel like that you should like that. But I don't want to have to deal with that, and because that's something that I can't compete with. I'm a competitive person. You know, if it's another woman, then it's like, oh, okay, well, then maybe you just wanted her. But if it's another dude,
there's no way you can
that's a guy, that's musk, that's man shit, that's hair, that's shit that you want that I don't have, and that's okay that you want that. I really think that's okay if you want that. It's because I can't deal with that and I can't provide that for you, then that's a whole nother realm that I'm not even privy to. So it's like, if you want that, just don't fuck with me on it. You know? So it's like, yeah.
Deal breaker.
Totally.
Alright, Savannah?
What was the question?
The question was, if you're in an open relationship, so you've agreed to have sex with other people, with another woman. If they sleep with a man, is that a deal breaker?
My thing is if it's an open relationship, it's an open relationship. Do not say, then you need to have it's an open relationship, but you can't do this.
Communication.
But communication is what it all breaks down to.
Yep.
If it's an open relationship, you can't say anything what I'm doing with anybody else, and you can't, and not just like I can't do with you. It just can't do that. But
that's you.
Because we're talking about open lesbian relationship, right? Sure, we're talking about open. You fuck whoever.
Just open, right? So it can be girls, guys, gay, straight, anything. But yeah.
Veronica.
I would be open to it.
Open to
it. Open palms.
I would be open to it. If we have an open relationship, then it's open. I mean, there's a precursor. Are we fucking sexist? Yes. Okay. Like, are you bisexual in advance? Do I know this about you? Yep. Or is it something new?
Right.
Because if it is, and I'm already preparing myself, but if it all of a sudden it's like a revelation, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Ooh, your first cuss word. I appreciate that.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
How, bro?
No, that's not her first. She said it with a polite.
It was a very nice what the fuck.
But no, really, do I know that you're bisexual in advance? Right. Is it something that's new? Because if you are, then I don't want to fuck with you.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't. Fuck with you off top.
Really?
Yep.
No, so you're not open to that.
So that's the thing.
No, I mean,
so you're close to that.
You're not open. You're close.
No, if you are, I'm open to you doing whatever you want if we're in an open relationship. But if you're bisexual, I don't want to date you.
Okay. It's just like a stud on stud. Like, do femmes or studs like to date other bisexual females, and for what reason, why or why not?
Right.
It's the same thing.
Ashley?
Well, being that I've dated a couple girls who've had kids, obviously they slept with men. But to be honest, I'm not cool with open relationships, period. Because I feel like if we're into each other, there's no need for an open relationship. Either you're into me and I'm into you and we're going to make this work, or take a risk and I could be gone.
Right.
I'm not into the open, you don't know, but I kind of maybe, all right, why you wasting time? I found somebody who's into me. So
time that I can't get back.
Right. So I'm not really into the open. Like, I've done the whole breakup situation. Why are we breaking? Why are we taking a break? Taking a break for what? Who needs a timeout? No, I'm not for the open relationship.
Stacey?
I'm not a big fan of the open relationship either, but
that's not the question. The question is, if you're in an open relationship.
I know what the question
is.
Excuse me, your host. I can't ask the question. Go ahead, Stacey.
What's the question?
I'm just gonna sip on my cocktail. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that I'm not really for open relationships, but if I happen to agree, I think that it would definitely be a deal breaker if they wanted to sleep with a man because, health, being health conscious. I think dealing with a man, it's a little more intrusive. So
with the penetration and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you can get whatever from anybody, man, woman, whatever. But when you think of a male, it just seems like it's a little more intrusive. So they're more susceptible to other. STDs and
she's like, I'm not trying to catch nothing.
Right,
when
exactly.
you mix it too, when you mix men and women, you sleeping with both. It's kind of like your alcohol. You don't mix, or else you're gonna get sick.
That's a myth. I mix alcohol all the
That's
time.
bad.
It's
I
okay
would
for some
drink
people.
tequila, vodka, rum on the same night. I don't give a fuck.
That was
She's a
awesome.
pro.
I am a professional drinker. You know, personally, I think for me, yeah, okay. Even though I chastise you, like I probably wouldn't be in an open relationship either because what's mine is mine. However, if you slept with a man, I feel like because I'm a lesbian, I'd like to date lesbians. So if you're then dating a guy all of a sudden, then that's a deal breaker just because I'm a lesbian. I thought I was with a lesbian. So if you're doing dick, then you're not a lesbian.
Right.
I can't date you. Like I feel like you're lying to me. Like there's something off about that. So yeah, that wouldn't work for me either.
Can I ask a counter question? What if
Sure, why not?
What if you're in an open relationship with a person who's bisexual and you know they already like guys?
I would not be in an open relationship.
Yeah, that was
period.
vague.
And I wouldn't be.
I would do it, but it would seem scary because I'm not sure
Right.
whether
No.
it's a
I would-
trust thing.
yeah.
I think it doesn't come down to like sexuality. It comes down to trusting people, and people are people, so they're gonna cheat whether they do or not.
Right.
It comes down to, do you trust the person that you're with?
And I just try not to date bisexual if I can help it.
Like,
all
I
that.
don't wanna go
but
with
you know they lie. They lie.
Bisexuals are not trustworthy.
So let's just.
That's horrible.
They're not. So.
That's
So
horrible.
we're getting a whole bunch of emails about that.
Right. I'm just
Disclaimer,
terrible.
we all have
if
our own
you email us
opinions.
about bisexuality, I would say my apologies, but this is how I feel. So let's just keep in kind of like this area. So I have a friend of mine who wanted to ask a question to the panel. So she was gay. I still think she is gay. But she is now married to a man. And she feels like all of her lesbian friends abandoned her.
Of course.
So why is it that you think when like lesbians decide to be with a man that all their friends leave them? Like, what are your thoughts on that, Aisha? Oh.
They don't always leave them.
They do. Like
They
they
don't.
may have like a couple, but the majority of them leave.
I am always the couple, the people that stay around, because it's like, again, like I said, you know, life is about finding love. The first couple when I came out when I was 19 and they took me under the wing, Bunny and Crystal. Bunny was with women her entire life until she was 43. And she was with Crystal for like 12 years, and they broke up, and she was with someone else for a while, and she ended up marrying this dude that she literally just fell in love with. She had been a lesbian her whole life. So it's like, you know, sometimes shit just happens. So am I gonna like not be like cool with somebody? Because love is hard to come by in any package.
You can't pick and choose.
You cannot. You know, it's just like you have your preference of who your preference is, and if your subconscious is open to men and you've been with lesbians forever, then maybe if the women aren't working, maybe subconscious you might be open. You know what I mean? So it's like,
If you've been with lesbians forever and your subconscious is open to men, I don't know that you've been with lesbians.
no, not necessarily, because what if she had been with men before? Or I don't know. I am a staunch lesbian. I love women. However, life is wild and life is long as short as people say it is. And you know, if a woman finds herself in love with a man, or a man finds himself in love with a woman,
Sometimes that person just rubs you the right way, or
yeah,
whatever.
like it's never happened to me, but fuck it.
I was gonna say.
Savannah,
What's the question?
I find
Just go ahead and pick
Don't
right
keep
back
right in
up.
the middle of
Just
the
go ahead and
question
pick
when
right
I was talking real hard
No,
looking
no.
up. I totally forgot what I was talking about.
have you ever found, or why do you think that when lesbians change their course of life and end up being like with a man or marrying a man, why do you think they lose all their lesbian friends?
That was the question.
Because sometimes people can be judgmental. Gay, straight, black, white, anything. Sometimes people can be judgmental. And I think it comes with groups that fit in with each other. I think it's like straight people, if you notice, they usually kick it with straight people, gay people kick it with gay people because they feel comfortable.
Yep,
It's
camaraderie.
not about, it's not about being straight or gay. It's about what you feel comfortable with. And I feel like usually when you lose, you know, when you go to, if you have gay friends and you're like, okay, I'm like this guy a little bit more, they're talking to their girlfriends and you're talking to your boyfriend. And there's like, you know, so you need to go kind of with your more straight friends a little bit. And it just depends on who you're more comfortable with.
Okay, Veronica.
I think it's like the coming out story in reverse. Like, no, really, because when you come out, you lose friends. Typically, because they don't really understand you. They don't understand what's going on. So if you've been a lesbian your entire life, and all of a sudden you decide or you fall in love with a man, then it's gonna be like, well, what do we really have in common?
Right.
Like, I thought I knew you, but I really don't.
Okay.
Word.
Moody?
Damn.
Yeah, I feel like people just run from what's uncomfortable. And if they feel like they figured you out, then they're going to bail when things switch up. But I feel like love is love, and you never know, like, I don't know, I'm just big on not judging people. I feel like no matter how well you think you know somebody, like, they could throw you a curveball, and you should still accept them. Like, to me, it's all about who you are as a person. If you're cool, then I should rock with you no matter how you switch it up.
Stacey?
I agree with everybody else as far as it being, not wanting to have any judgments, passed on. And, along with that, you probably just feel betrayed. Like, oh, you were a fellow lesbian, and then now you're on the other side.
A fellow lesbian.
Switch up the game.
So, yeah, to me, I don't agree with it personally. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Who you sleep with, what you guys do in your bedroom has nothing to do with me. Like, we will still be friends. I'm not one of those people. And, like everybody else was saying, love is love. And, sometimes you might just be with a female for so long and some guy comes along and just does it for you. You didn't plan on it, but it happens. So why would you lose a friend behind something like that? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I feel like good people are hard to come by.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've had a couple of situations just because that's the way my life works. But, like, I had a friend who was I was really close with. And, like she was like my best, like, little stud friend. We would hang out, we'd go shopping, like, oh, let's go get some white beater t-shirts, jeans, I don't know, some kicks, whatever. I moved to Atlanta. I come back 6 months later. She's not only not gay, now she's dating a guy. And she went from a stud to a femme. And I was just like, I don't even know you anymore.
That's double circumstance.
Like, we're having a conversation. And I was like, is your ass get bigger? Because I asked random questions.
She got cheeks too.
And she was like, no, but she didn't. But she was like, well, now that I'm taking it from the back, I feel like my ass got bigger. And I was sitting here like, I was like,
but that ass, is there not another femme here that feels like when you do it from the behind, you get a little bit of
I don't know.
I know you feel me, do you not?
Right. So
my mama blessed me with all this.
She feels me. She don't want to say
So
it.
it was just like a change of dynamic. She went from being like my stud homie, so now she's a film. We're at the club. She's trying to back it up.
The dynamic just changed.
She tried to back it up on me in the club. I'm like, bitch, I still see you as a homie. I don't give a fuck what you have on. I still picture you with your, your track jacket and your boxers. I don't care that you have on like a little black dress and shit. Like, it was just the whole friendship had changed, the dynamic, So it wasn't so much that I wanted to disavow her.
Right.
So then my other friend who actually asked the question was a femme to begin with. And she'd already been with men. So, it was different. So, like, I think it was just because our dynamic of our friendship had changed with my first friend. But my second friend, she was still the same friend that I had known all the time. So I didn't have as much of a problem with it.
Is it about expectations then? Because you already had like a thing going.
It's not even about expectations, about how our friendship works. Like, how our friendship worked, we were cool. But my friend, married the guy. Right. It was just kind of like, oh, okay. But our friendship stayed the same. It didn't change. She didn't go from like a stud to a femme to whatever. Right. She was what she was. But she was just like, I just feel really hurt that a lot of my lesbian friends abandoned me. Right. She was just like, they just left me. She's like, I told them I was engaged and they were gone. You know what I mean?
Not real friends.
Yeah. Right. So I'm like, those weren't your real friends.
Exactly.
She's not a real person if she's switching up like that. Jeez.
But I think,
everybody was fake. That whole shade went down. Motherfucker was just like,
she was fake.
And seen.
But circumstances change. But for me, as long as our friendship remains the same, then our friendship remains the same. Like, I don't have any different feelings. Right. But if our friendship changes, then I'm gonna have some feelings about that shit.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just feel like people should be. If you're gonna, naturally as humans we judge people. As much as we say, I don't judge you, whatever. But I feel like if you're gonna try to understand somebody, don't connect with somebody on like because we have this in common or because we have this in common. Like, understand somebody to the core of who they are, and if they're a good person. Doesn't matter what they do, who they're into,
them,
because you're good. There's gonna be moments where you disagree about something.
I think some people just don't understand the real meaning of friendship. If you're a friendship with that person, then you're a friend. Some people are just fake. I think in her case,
some people just aren't lesbians.
I think
the world less factor. Fuck those hoes.
I think in her case, a lot of people just wanted to fuck with her. So once she was off the market, they couldn't fuck with her anymore. So they didn't fuck with her anymore.
So they were groupies, not friends.
They were groupies, not friends.
There you go.
Exactly. Sidelines waiting.
All right, so we'll just move on to, I don't know, something random. So a viewer asked the question, have you ever been the other woman? And how would you feel if that happened to you? Aisha,
Wait, was I ever the other woman?
have you ever been the other woman? How would you feel if it happened to you?
Knowingly?
Like there was another woman. Yes, knowingly.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Early. Really, really early. Yeah. And how would I feel? I didn't feel shit.
No. The question was, okay, one,
Sorry.
have you ever been the other woman?
Okay, yes.
And two, how would you feel if it happened to you?
Oh, okay, there we go. Now, in my brain,
Yes, motherfucking
In
now.
your grown years,
In
in
my
your
brain.
mature state of mind.
And your loafers.
right, let me touch it.
Okay.
I don't know how I would feel. Okay, I've actually said this many times in my barbershop. If I have a partner and we're dating and we are serious and you, like, I just feel like adults are adults, people are people gonna do shit regardless. So if you go to, say, Miami with your homegirls and you have some sexcapade or you do some shit, I don't want to know if you protect yourself, you're respecting me, but you went out and you got drunk and you did some wild shit. I don't necessarily condone that, but okay. If you're in love with someone around the corner, I need to know about that. I don't want to know about everything you do as a person in life. So do I have a problem with someone cheating on me? Sure. Fundamentally, sure. But if I don't know about it, then...
And have you ever been the other
It's
woman?
bullshit.
But it's true though. I don't. Now here's the thing. Like if
Nobody
I know
wants to be
about it,
cheated on.
I don't want to know.
Okay, but so
Nobody
if somebody
wants to
cheats
be
on
cheated
you
on.
and they continue to cheat on you,
And
you
I
just
don't know
wanna
about it, then
You're
who the
cool with
fuck? I don't know, baby. I don't know. Shit, somebody be calling me a bitch and spitting on my
Right.
fucking, and I don't care.
Okay, that makes sense.
But here's what I do care. If someone is in love with someone, if my partner finds himself in love with someone, or just in love with
Right.
anyone, I tend to compartmentalize at times physical activity
versus
with
sex
emotion.
versus love. Okay.
At least in my younger,
Yeah.
I'm not old, but in my
Right.
younger time when I was out and about in the world, yes. Now I
Yeah.
wouldn't want that. However, if I've been with
Shit
my partner
happens.
for 7-8 years
Right.
and they fuck somebody, am I gonna throw them out?
Right.
No, I'm not. I'm just not.
Okay.
You know?
And have you ever been the other woman? Is the first question.
Don't you double back? Yes.
skipping it.
Sure. I don't know. Do I know if I've ever been number? No, I don't. Have I
Okay.
assumed? Sure.
Okay.
Do I give a fuck? I do not.
Got you.
What was the
Savannah,
question?
it was, have you ever been the other woman? And how would you feel if it happened to you?
I don't feel like I've ever been the other woman by choice. If I was, I never knew it because I wouldn't allow that shit. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you need to be. Why do you need to be? If somebody cares about you, then they'll do their own thing with you. And if they care about the other person, they'll be with that other person. But
So
don't
you've never
ever,
been the other woman?
No.
Okay.
And I wouldn't allow it.
Why you asked it 3 times?
She knows why, but that's all good.
No.
No, we get it though. Me and Savannah get
Really?
it. We get it.
Veronica?
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm not going to negate anything, but not that I know of. But if I did know that I was the other woman, I would definitely have a problem with it. Like, why are you trying to entice me when you already have somebody? Like, break that shit off.
But is the other woman the other woman?
I was
or
gonna
is the
say,
person
that's the difference,
platform? It's like
Because the
you're
person
the
is
person,
fucking-
so you're the other woman,
Right.
or is she the other
The
woman?
person
I
who's
think-
fucking around usually tells each person that they're the other woman.
No.
Or at least tell the other person that they're the wife.
I just feel like who
it
do you
never-
think is the other woman? You are
like, if
the
they've
mistress.
already been in an established relationship and then I come along after that and I don't know that I'm the other person.
But
because-
never, any female
But
never
aren't
knows
they
that they're the
the
other
other
woman.
Sometimes they do because it's known. Like,
I've never had a female tell me, like,
I'm just
you're
saying.
the
Here's
other woman.
my
Does that
thing.
happen?
Here's my thing. What I'm saying is, if you're in a relationship and then you're talking about another person, if your partner gets with somebody else,
that
you're
person,
the other woman.
No, that person.
They're the other
Right.
woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't get that part.
You're the
Yeah.
mistress. Other woman.
Right.
The other
Right,
woman's
right.
a mistress.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're saying, what are you saying?
That I don't believe I've ever been the other woman. Not knowingly.
that
Right.
you're the third wheel.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like that's like how it is with every female. No person's ever going to tell you you're the other woman.
I have knowingly been the other woman young off.
But if you don't give a
awesome.
fuck, then that's the difference.
Well, I didn't,
Okay,
obviously.
yeah, because you were young, right? That's how I was when I was young. I didn't care
Yeah,
either. I was
you
like,
know,
well, fuck
but,
it. Shit,
you
the
know,
sex
that's
is
so-
good.
The sex is good. All right.
Sex is good.
Moody?
I don't think I've ever been the other woman.
Yeah.
I've never. No, because I mean, obviously, because I feel like when I say think, meaning like you're not with that person 24/7, so you don't know.
Right.
But
Like
as far as like the relationships I've been in, I'm not the other woman. I've had people who've had other women and found out. But would I be cool with it? Hell no. Because I feel like I sympathize with the person. Because I wouldn't want to be in their shoes where I feel like I'm in love with somebody and they're stepping out on me. So if I knowingly am with somebody who has somebody, I feel like I have no morals.
Oh.
Stacey?
I think like everybody else said, we don't think that we've been the other woman, but
Right.
who really knows?
Right.
So I say I don't know to that part. Would I be the other woman? Is that the question? The other part?
How would you feel if you found out you were? I don't know. How would you feel if it happened to you? Like your girl had another chick.
I guess I wouldn't like it too much.
You guess?
You beat her.
Put your Adidas in the ass, huh?
Like there's a chance you might like it.
No, I mean, it kind of like goes back to the open relationship thing. If you guys have a conversation about it, and she says, "Oh, I'm thinking of, entertaining this other person."
You set your boundaries and limits.
Right.
before.
Yeah. I mean, if you kind of go into it knowing, then yeah, it would be kind of okay, I guess. But
like you
But
got
like,
a
if you've
whole
been in an
nother element
established
to this question.
relationship, but if you're in an established relationship,
Right.
yeah, I know. But I'm saying like if my partner, who I've been with for however long, tells me that they do want to, entertain somebody else. At least, they're having that conversation with you. But if they just outright does it,
Just do it.
then,
communicating with
there's
you first.
there's a lot of trust issues, that would build from there, communication issues, and you just feel betrayed. You may not want it ideally, but it's best that they converse that, with you before they
Communicate with you and
actually
let you know
go
what's
and do it.
happening.
I mean, it being a secret makes it worse, basically.
Even if they're open, I feel like if you want to be, it goes back to the other question about being in an open relationship. If you want to be in an open relationship, clearly you don't think this is what you 100% want.
But personally though, it's not always the case, and that's what I've been learning. I have a few friends who are like that. I mean, 2 for sure, and one, they're not acquaintances.
Girl, you don't have to call me out right here. Just go ahead and stop. You don't have to call me out right here.
Okay, so this question was a viewer submitted question because evidently one of the cast members we had on before had slept with her girlfriend. So just
Not me, baby.
that person is not on the cast right now. They're not here. Just to answer your question, I talked to that cast member and they said they have never been the other woman and they would never do that. So you need to check with your girlfriend about why she cheated on you.
Just want to say,
But it
baby,
has
that
nothing to do
wasn't
with the
me.
third person. Like that's another thing. Like I don't understand why when people get cheated on, they want to blame the third person.
Right.
But it's like your girlfriend's the only person with any responsibility or liability to you.
Sure.
It's not the third person who doesn't know who's responsible for how you feel.
I think it's both.
Not always, but
You know
not
why?
always.
Because I get into a situation where the girl's like, well, that's your girlfriend. She should have known. No, bitch. We're all human beings. We all should have respect for each other. Just because that's my girlfriend and she owes me respect does not mean that you don't have any responsibility. You can't just be
but
like,
that's
that's
not
my
But
always
girlfriend.
this
I
is a
feel like-
different situation. So for this cast member, I spoke to her, for the person who asked the question, I spoke to her and she said she's never been the other woman. So she did not know about your girlfriend dating you for...
She was unaware.
It was like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, they had been dating.
Damn.
And they said the cast member like ruined their relationship because she slept with her. She did not know you existed. So you need to talk to your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend or whatnot. That girl did not respect you. So it's not the third party.
Right.
It's your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only person
sure.
who owes you anything.
Yeah.
As for me, have I been the other woman? It's a possibility. Like there have been some. Okay,
questionable.
okay, maybe I have been the other woman because I know like one of my girlfriends was engaged to be married to a guy, but I didn't find it out till after we started dating. So like I didn't know.
Fucking around.
We was already fucking around before you told me, and you didn't even tell me. I fucking found out. You know what I mean? So like I guess technically I have been the other woman. How would I feel about it if it happened to me? That would be some fucked up shit. So yeah, that's how that works right there. Not a fan of it.
Can I say this real quick? Because I know this is LEZ factor, but
Sure.
being somebody who watched it first before being a cast member, I know straight people watch it too. I want to say women, period, straight women, do not be mad at the other chick because sometimes the dude did not tell her she was
Not
with
honest.
he was with somebody else. So and I feel like that kills a lot of heterosexual relationships too. So just because I'm a lesbian doesn't mean I hate
But
on
I feel like
heterosexual relationships.
I feel like the women want to be mad at the other women because they want to keep that nigga though.
Right, but
Yeah.
So they
that
want to
means he
displace
can't
Work
all their
charity
energy
thing. It's
on
like we
her.
just want to
Right.
get the other
And be
female.
like, she ain't
But you
shit, 'cause
shouldn't.
they want to stay with that
Y'all
dude.
should
Right.
team up against that dude.
For sure, because he's the one that's fucking you
Right.
over. It's not the other
Right.
girl.
Right. So I don't want to get too serious, but it happens sometimes. So there is like a rampant thing. Like people feel like I feel like some women like, oh, I want to be lesbian because like some guy did me wrong or I was abused or this that
That's
or
not the
other.
right reason.
Paint the face.
That's
There's
not the
it's a
reason.
lot of reasons why people just like some people are born gay, and I think that some people do choose to be gay just because they've had bad experiences. So like, have you ever seen like domestic violence maybe with like a couple of friends of yours, and do you step in or what do you do? Savannah?
Is that because you heard my answer already?
No.
That's a no. I do not step in, and I'll tell you why. Because half of the time, the person that's with the domestic person usually will stick up for that person. If you step in and be like, oh, don't hit this person or blah, 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 they'll end up hating you in the meantime. Just like if they cheat, don't ever tell them because they'll end up hating you. It's always going to come back on you.
Veronica?
I think I would provide them with information, like letting them know, like, you know, you have outlets, you have people who care about you, but I'm not going to try to intervene because, like you said, they're going
You
to
never
choose the other
know.
person. They're going to be like, well, she got in our business and we're cool now.
Right.
Until that shit happens again.
They break up and like they're back together like a week later. It's crazy.
Yeah.
If you're talking about a domestic situation happening in front of me,
In front of you.
I'm nobody's fighting. I don't care if it's two femmes, two studs, femme and stud. I just don't believe it. If they're both my friend, or if one of them's my friend, nobody's hitting anybody. That's just how I am.
Good for
Stacey?
you.
No, I definitely would not intervene.
She was like, just
She,
because
got, she thought about her
No, I
crazy
mean,
friend.
if they're in, a physical, like, altercation,
Yeah.
I will not step in. I mean, that's just dangerous. Yeah. And as little as I am,
She's like, I'm not going to hurt this
Tossed
face
up.
right here.
Right, I mean, if anything, I'll call the cops because it shouldn't be happening.
Damn.
Everybody's
She
going
went
to
over to
everybody's going to
No, everybody, she calling
No, I'm
the
just
fuzz, She
saying.
calling the fuzz.
Yeah, because I mean they're the only ones who really can do something because like everybody else was saying, you're kind of stepping in there trying to save this person, and the next day they're all like lovey-dovey,
Yeah,
hugging and kissing
right.
again, and then
They're
you
mad
just
at you.
feel like an idiot.
Right.
Like what the hell was I trying to prevent?
Aisha?
No matter if they're lovey-dovey or anything the next day, definitely stepping in. Definitely, you're not going to be acting crazy. I'm sitting right here. You guys can fight and do whatever in your company of your own shit, but you're standing in front of me. I'm not getting too deep in it. Just, you're not doing this in front of me.
Right.
You guys can do this
Right.
and go in the car and do that.
Because
You're not doing that shit in front of me. I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh, well, she
No, I
snatched
feel
her
that.
eyebrows off.
I don't think necessarily breaking up a confrontation means you're trying to break them up.
No.
It just means you're
I can't
you're not
deal.
going to do
I'm
this
not
right
gonna
now.
deal just
So
me
you're gonna
as a
physically
person.
intervene?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna watch you guys.
Right.
Right.
But here's
Like,
the
let's say for
sucky
instance,
part,
y'all got into an
though.
argument right now. You guys like,
As
bitch, we
friends,
should
as
have cut
friends.
when we should have cut. We should have rolled when we should have rolled. If you guys started physically touching each other, I would physically be like, whatever you guys gonna do it, but you're not doing it here.
Right.
We don't even
That's
hug.
it.
That's not even an issue. So,
But yeah, no.
It's a lose-lose situation
Yeah.
though, because no matter anytime you break it up or step in, it's always bad.
I
No,
know
I'm
One
not-
person gets
just-
mad
I'm
or-
not. The question is, if I jump in, yes.
all right, for me personally, like it just happened to me recently where like I was out with some people out of town, and the girls got into a argument, and I'm in the car. I was like literally a deer in
Was
the
that
headlights.
me?
Motherfucker,
me?
no. When have
Okay.
we been in the car together?
Like at Palm Springs.
That was like 2 years ago.
Okay, but it happened. It happened.
Y'all
Anyway.
didn't get in no fight. So like literally, like my friend and her girlfriend start fighting, and I'm just like
Like,
I was like a deer in the headlights. Like, what do I do? Like, I'm on my friend's side, but this bitch is crazy.
Right.
But that bitch is crazy. My friend is acting crazy. Like, I didn't know what to do, and I was just like, I'm just let them do what they do. Like, I literally had no clue what to
I'll
do.
stop
I've been in
somewhere
this-
along
I've been in a
the
very similar situation, and I had to tell them, hey, you both shut the fuck up, because guess what? You're making me uncomfortable. That's not fucking
Right.
fair. So you guys shut the fuck up and deal with this until we get to where the fuck we're going. Just be quiet.
Be quiet when I worked in my situation.
No, really. People, the thing about it is, your average person don't know all kind of shit. They don't know how to fight, they don't know how to do this, and they don't know how to deal with people that are matter of fact. Shut the fuck up, be quiet. I'm not dealing with this. You deal with this shit on your own time. people usually be like, oh.
It throws them off.
Yeah,
People
it
usually aren't
does
so
throw people off.
straightforward
Most
with you.
nine, I'll just give you 8. 8 times out of 10, it'll throw people off like, oh shit, maybe I should shut up.
Right.
The other 2 times, you like, well, fuck it. They be like, fuck you, bitch, too. And you be like, oh, goddamn, well, I guess I'll just keep driving.
Yeah.
But, you know, take your chances. 'Cause people, you know.
No, for me, it was just kind of like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, I had went to party. Like, I was like, oh, I'm in Atlanta. It's Pride.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah, oh, you're in Atlanta.
I was in Atlanta Pride. Like, yay, I'm ready to party. Then I'm like, did she just hit her? I didn't even know what happened. It was so fucking quick.
That's
I was
horrible.
like, what just happened? But I don't want to intervene because I know I'm leaving tomorrow. Like, my
Right.
flight is tomorrow in 12 hours.
I have nothing to do with this tomorrow.
I have nothing to do with this. But it's like, at the same time, like, a week ago, if you had asked me a week ago, I'd be like, yeah, I would step in. I would let them fight. And then it was like, in the middle of it, I'm like, I have no fucking clue. Like,
vacation. Like I want to retract everything, but
like, I had no clue. Like, I had no clue that my friend was that crazy. I had no clue that her girlfriend was that crazy.
3 hours.
I was
Fade to
just
black. Fade to
stuck,
black.
you know? And I also don't want to lose my friendship just because I step in and now you're mad at me, you know?
Right.
So, I don't know. It's weird. But, you know, domestic violence is...
Tread lightly.
Just say no. It's October. Oh, no, it's November now. It was
Yeah.
domestic violence
No
month,
shade,
but it's
November.
gone. But anyway, you know, sometimes we get heavy, sometimes we get light. But thank you for joining us for another episode of The Les Factor. If you have a question you want to have asked on the show, just hit us up. info@thelesfactor.com. Hit us up on the DM on Instagram. And we'll shout you out and we'll ask your question. So thanks for joining us again. Catch us next time.
Yes. Yes.
I'm a Crenshaw Boulevard hood star. I'm a real raw spitter, y'all. I'm full of bars. I spit crack like I'm in the kitchen cooking hard. When I pull up.